We are back. Today is another day. Today's day 23 of Miracle March, guys. How amazing is it and has it been to be able to help aspiring entrepreneurs, helping them with mindset tools and influencing their minds by motivating, coaching, and just really helping them to get to another level in their business. How amazing is that that I get to be able to do this? And so I'm pretty awesome. I'm pretty awesome. That wasn't what I wanted to say. But I'm pretty fired up by having the ability to do that because this makes me feel super fulfilled as I stand here. And today I have the honor to be able to talk to one of my homies, my man George. How you doing, bro? Where you at, George?
Can,
Here you.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Good.
you now, man.
Okay. Nothing much, my man. And you are awesome. Even without the shirt, you're even more awesome. I don't know if good thing you're married, so that's a good thing.
So, brother, tell the people who you are and let's get right into it, man.
uh George Paredes from Houston, Texas, sub two student for about 7 months, inspiring entrepreneur, got out the 9 to 5 about 2 years ago. It wasn't the smartest move to just leave that 9 to 5 without having something to work with, but through my path of getting closer with faith, I'm knowing that's going to happen and getting inspired like people like yourself within the mentorship that if you can make it, I can make it. And at the end of the day, it's all about it starts up here in the
Yes,
head
sir.
with the changing out those subconscious, I guess you say, roles or ways that you had before and changing it to what we're doing now and inspiring to be.
Man, that's awesome. And I want to go a little bit deeper into what you said, where you left your job without having anything. What was that journey like?
I mean, I'm still there. It's scary. It's but knowing, I guess, the big man upstairs has, he put certain people in your path to either help you or move you to where I just felt at that time I felt like it was a rut to
Mm,
where I was at the post office about 7 years, career employee, but it's everybody was just negative there. Like I'm smiling, hey, what's going on, guys? We're delivering mail, we're doing this. Why you so happy? Like what? And to where I don't know, and just start reading these books, and just got me into this place where, long story short, it was a angry man, angry employee, and I was
yeah,
just smiling in his face to where I felt, nah, this is not the place for me. This place doesn't deserve my happiness or my aura that I'm learning to let other people
sure.
see.
Yeah. And so when you left, did you start doing real estate right away?
Actually, before I left Keston, I was part of another not sub two, but another mentorship, Fortune Builders.
Mm,
And so, but I didn't really, maybe I was immature to where I didn't feel like I had the right guidance or the coaching that I
mm,
see within sub two. It seems like we seem to be more cohesive, or being in the military, I feel more of a brothership and a sisterhood with the
mhm.
people that I meet each and every day.
Man, that's awesome. And what talk a little bit about what that means to you, like just having that brotherhood and that sisterhood. How does that make you feel?
That I think I'm finally in in my place that I'm supposed to be. That God put me here, where I'm able to, like on the Zooms that you host, like I'm encouraged to be that person that in school. George, sit right there next to you. George, sit next to him. George, sit the next to him. To where I can get along with anybody. To where eventually I was outside sitting by myself. To where I
Yeah.
was in trouble. To where now I'm able to, share where I'm at, and you're way ahead of me as far as like chapters in the book. But where I'm at, I'm like a couple chapters before the person behind me, or a year ago, where I was at. To where I'm able to share my knowledge, my experience, and help them see what the inner light that that we all have within ourselves.
Man, that's so awesome, dude. Like even that you're on this journey, you're still working on your chapters, you're still developing your chapters, but you're doing it with such great enthusiasm, such great belief. Where does that come from? Where does that happy aura come from?
I don't know, Keston. It's just, I guess, you know how like God makes us all unique to where I
Yeah.
have that what do you call it? That, well, people hear me talk on the phone. Grant, I'm not as good as you yet, but getting to where I can ask those questions like, why do you need that money? Like, bro, why you asking that question? I mean, at the end of the day, that's the thing, and just looking where I can make you happy. Like if I see Keston sad, I can't do more push-ups than you, but let me find a way to put a smile on your face. You
Yeah.
know, bring you up. Because this world is dark nowadays, but it's all about finding the good things and everything from what you're teaching us to look at life at a different perspective.
Bro, what you're saying is so key. And especially when you are in community, being in the wrong community could make you feel toxic. It could keep you down. It's just like, oh, right. But
Right.
when you're basically saying that you are the thermostat. You're setting the temperature in the room, which is amazing, and you do have to preserve that because you don't want to overwork your system. And so that's pretty awesome, bro. Now, what questions do you have for me, brother? Because I want this to be all about you and you
Right.
getting the most value from being here. What questions do you have for me?
I mean, not really too much questions as far as fitness wise, but as far as I think I'm right behind you as far as mindset and doing what each and every one of us can do,
Yeah.
and it's about learning to, or this is kind of like, to me, this is like school all over again. I'm coming in like the freshman and say, oh man, Keston's over there with Caroline and Monique, and oh man, I can't hang out with them, even though I can, but I have to earn my
Mhm.
wiggle room in there, and learning that the people that are coming with the freshman class, it's like
Yeah.
who can I hang out with too? Because eventually we're gonna get to your level, if not within that same circle, and just say just trying to get in where I fit in, like they
Yeah.
say.
It's interesting, man. Because I never even seen things like that. I never even
Hmm.
seen things like I'm ahead of anyone. I see us all as equal classmates, so to speak. So it's interesting that you say that. So that makes me now want to go do a Zoom and just hang out with people and just answer questions and be like,
Right.
hey, I guess I know what it's like to be in this position and getting started. So
Mhm.
just give value, and that's kind of what I do here as well, right? With the
Right.
Miracle March. Just wanting to be in a position where it's not like I don't want people to look up to me, so to speak, like, hey, let's sit next to each other and talk.
Right.
Um, so that's cool. Anything else that you wanted to know about? Because mindset is where my thing is at. And I love
Okay.
your mindset. I love your aura and what you give off. And you're also so super supportive as well, bro.
Wow.
Um, yeah, super, super, super duper supportive. I see you. You're always kind of like pushing the content out there, which is really amazing.
Right.
Um, so what would you say like your goal for this year? What's your goal for this year?
I guess just getting out of my head and into, seeing what other people see in me that I have a hard time seeing, to where I can see the greatness in you, but I have a problem seeing it myself or believing my own hype, basically. Being that
Yeah,
preacher and actually living what I preach sometimes. And, learning that I have a cup, I can't pour into yours until I know how to replenish my cup at all times. And yeah, just quit. If I could be frank, quit bullshit and just do it, like
yeah.
Nike says. Yeah.
Why do you think sometimes it might be difficult to kind of follow through on some of the things that you say or to kind of live in it?
kind of just maybe just overthinking things and trying not to offend or like, oh man, I don't know if you'll, just overthinking at the end of the day, just stopping myself at the end of the day and maybe being around people that are doing what I'm doing more. And it's like say finding that click that type of person at your level that might have time for me because I know at the end of the day, just like Pace has a small circle of people who just can call him, hey, what's going on, Pace? And like just like yourself, hey, Keston, like, bro, I don't have time, or because I know you have family. Well, first, the big man upstairs, then it's you, your family, and then your small circle. But eventually, you are reachable if like what I'm trying to say, it's you have to value your time. I have to value my time, and I love the stuff that you teach. Like when you're going through your marital problems, to where you're learning. No, I have to moderate my time, and I think that's where I'm at, learning how to also give enough to this business, but also give to my wife, so I don't lose her because she's my backbone. She supports me. She's not my stepping stone. She's right next to me. If not, she's bigger than me too. But yeah.
Dude, so sometimes it's difficult to follow through. Do you think that if you were to look back in your life and look at your culture, parents, or anything like that, do you see similarities in like your performance and the people that's been around you as well?
I think so. At the times, I felt like I was just back then. I thought in order for me to hang out or be people wanted me, I had to be drunk. I had to be drinking, smoking, and it was going the life of the party. So,
Mm-hmm.
well, now being around this type of society or community, I can now go like for networking. I would have, oh man, I need drinks so I can be comfortable, so I can talk to that cool guy Keston. Now it's like,
Yeah,
no, I don't even need alcohol because people like me for me.
you're
And
right.
that's what I'm learning, to let the inner George out so everybody can see
Mhm.
it.
Wow, that's powerful, bro. That's powerful.
Right.
And do you think when you do that, um, and so now you're stepping away from what you've learned, some of the habits that's been passed down to you, right?
Yes.
You're stepping away from that, and so now that you're doing that, do you find yourself needing to latch on to other people who are actually executing? Because without that community of people who are there to support you, who's there to push you to get some of the things done, you're gonna feel like, man, I've already grown so much that I think I'm good, right?
Yes.
And you may not push yourself to that place, but how are you keeping yourself accountable with new friends that could push you, or within the
Mhm.
community that's pushing you past what you're comfortable doing?
That's a good question, Keston. Right now, within the community, probably not. No, well, a couple people I do reach out to. Like say my quote unquote freshman class, that certain people we keep each other accountable, and like say we're faith based, so we encourage each other by spilling out Bible verses of encouragement. And but as far as I probably I am lacking that sub 2% above me that does hold me accountable, that does man, school me about these KPIs. And because I think
Mhm.
that's what I'm lacking, Keston, that foundation, to where it's like maybe joining a group. I'm even though I'm part of a group right now, but this guy, he's good. He's a pretty good wholesaler, but he's lacking that creative mindset that we're learning. Like sometimes cash doesn't work, to where I need somebody that would encourage me. Hey man, let's go creative, or let's underwrite this deal together, and so I can see it, because I still don't understand it all the way. And even with Monif's skill set, I'll be watching those Saturdays and I'm like, fuck, I'm still lost. I don't know everything, but it's like, can you break it down to me, romper room style? You
Yeah.
know.
So after you watch those Zooms, how do
Mhm.
you follow up and get more help? Do you rewatch the Zooms like over and over until you get it? Or what happens after those Zooms?
After those Zooms, probably I try to watch them over and over, because I think that's how. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, as far as my talking skills and reaching out to sellers, I'm about an 8, I think. But I still need that 10 to ask those questions, those implication questions, like what if you don't sell? What if
Yeah.
this? What if this? Or learn. And that's another thing. I think I'm learning how which leads I'm wasting my time with, and which
Mm.
leads are actually motivated, and just being not cutthroat, but man, bro, you're wasting my time. I need to go to the next one, and I think that's what I'm lacking. Just that those reps to do.
Do you think it's more of a courage thing to be able to
Uh,
do it, or why do
maybe,
you think you
maybe
don't do it?
Cause I think I'm still in that world of like that 9 to 5 that like at the post office. Do this, do this, do this, and you're good. Cool. Okay, I do this. I deliver my mail. I don't misdeliver nothing. Go home, watch Netflix, and chill. Every 2 weeks, I got to check to where now it's like, oh crap, I got a call, but I don't have that foundation to like the SOP, like they would call it.
Mhm.
That like how many calls does it take? Like at the end of the day, it takes as many as you have to make it. But then
Yeah.
once you do make that first deal, okay, what's the bar? You know, how do I keep myself? And that's where I think I'm lacking, Keston, to be honest. That quote unquote mentor, or even though Pace is badass and everybody else is badass, but there are different levels, of course. And they were
Yeah.
at my level at one time.
Mm. I really like that. I really like that you're sharing this, because what I hear from you is that you're trying to get out of the 9 to 5 mentality
Right.
and get entrepreneur habits,
Yes.
right? And so, what's your model? How, what's your model? Like, how or what are you following to get entrepreneur habits day to
The
day?
little day to day probably nothing, but basically just going back, like you're saying. I like when you ask if I once I watch a video, do I repeat it? And I do that sense as far as the seller calls, the objection calls with Pace, and
Yeah.
the other people. I do watch that too. Is memorized, like ask those questions. But then that's where I need to, I guess, concentrate on the, I guess you said the creative side, to where I don't get it. Why do you want this 10% below? How can I get the seller to agree to give me their price they want, but give me below 10% so I can squeeze all that entry fee and all that stuff that it's involved?
Yeah.
And I guess I'm lacking that, I guess, to who to follow. And like I said, maybe cause like I said, I know all of you spend time in getting good as you can, and your time is valuable, to where I guess that will be my mindset to get out of that scarcity mindset. Like, oh man, let me wait till I get the money so I can pay for a Keston, or I can pay for a Marlin, or I can pay to be in the dog pound or something like that.
You know what's interesting, bro, is that
What's that?
and I hear this quite often. The A lot of times the thing that we actually need
Uh-huh.
is the thing that we don't invest in,
Okay.
because let's like think about it, right? When
Hmm.
we have, if it is you believe that getting the right habits and right actions would be the thing that could actually get you to applying the knowledge that you've learned,
Hmm.
but it's like, I'm gonna wait until I do a deal. How are you gonna
Right.
do a deal without the right habits and the right actions? You see what I
That's
mean?
true.
So
I get you. That
it's
makes
like
sense.
contradicting, and
Right.
I never pressure anyone at all. I'm like, hey man, I'll always be here for you,
Right.
because this is what I'm super passionate about.
Right.
Um, but it's always so like interesting to me that I call it a crazy circle, where it's
Hmm.
like I'll wait till I get a deal to then go learn the habits that I need to get a deal. And it's just like, well, you're not gonna do the deal if you don't get the right habits. And how are you gonna get the right habits? And I think so let's talk about some habits, because I want you to leave here with value.
Gotcha.
If you were to like map out your day, what does your day look like?
My day, about 5 or 6, wake up, feed my dogs, read my little Bible verse, then I was jumping in the daily dials and just listening and taking in each day. Of course, each day is different. You're more having purpose. Jason's more like, hey, motherfucker, cash. They're like, we're gonna do this cash deal or what? And like, and then and just listening to the feedback. And then Marlon's more mindset also. Then Monif is more like strategize, like, yeah, why would I sell to you? And then just learn the daily dials and taking in what I taking and just calling these leads. But I guess learning not to waste my time, and I think that's a key thing. Like, oh
Mhm.
man, I wonder what I should do with this, or let me look up the comps and do all this crap, and then hello, like, oh, I'm not
Yeah.
interested. Like, oh man, I wasted my time. And just but normally that's what my job is, because I'm working with a wholesaler as his acquisition manager, so I have certain tasks that I do. But if I
Mhm.
have nothing to do, that's when I'll hop on my CRM and see if anybody is interested. And
So
between that, just help.
walk me
Mm-hmm,
through your day. So after the daily dial, you may or may not go on the daily dial. But
mm-hmm,
after that, so let's say around 10 o'clock, what happens
mm-hmm.
then?
Oh, I jump on my team CRM and perform my tasks. Like if I need to call somebody, I'll call them. And then our lead manager, if leads are hot, then that's when I'll go into the MLS and do the comps and give them a call and just go through the routine. And basically, I'll do that. I mean, there's some time I probably could be getting better to where I think when nobody needs me, that's when I'm kind of like, let me just look around or call somebody or like see how they're doing. And then from 6, I try to if there's a evening Zoom, like my local sub two group here in Houston, I'll
Hold on,
hop on
hold
there.
on,
Mm-hmm,
hold on. We went to 6. So from 10 to 6,
mm-hmm.
you're looking for deals, looking for leads, like just kind of there to make these calls as they come.
Yes,
Okay. I like that, but I'm concerned that when there's nothing in the pipeline, what happens?
that's a good question. I could be doing something more constructive because I believe in myself. I see myself like, man, I don't need to take all day to get through all these leads. I can just crush these leads in 1 or 2 hours and use my time
100%.
more sufficient.
100%. I used to get through about 30 leads in 2 hours.
Right,
So what's what are we doing in all of that time? I need
right.
more of a concise, this is what we're doing in that time.
Just probably I could probably BSing, to tell you the truth, BSing and postponing stuff like, oh, I wouldn't call him in an hour. Let me run these numbers. No, mofo, just call him and figure out
Yeah.
what's going on.
So here's what I want you to do, brother.
What's that?
I want you to map out. I want you to map your week out.
Okay.
I want you to do an hourly inventory of your week, because that's going to really help you to start thinking about what you need to be doing in your day,
Right.
because we all have the same time, the same 24 hours. It's what we focus on is the main thing.
Yes.
And I want us to I want you to be able to spend time focusing on the main thing, on like getting that dialed in,
Right.
so that you could get the results that you're actually looking for. Without getting that dialed in, you won't get the results.
True.
So your homework is to dial in hourly inventory of your week,
Right.
so that you can know and understand what you need to be doing.
Right on.
Now, it's going to be frustrating, and that's okay. And it may take you a week to do it, right? It may
Right.
take you a while to do it, but stick with it, because it's going to push you to ask yourself new questions. It's going to push you to ask yourself, man, what should I be doing with this time?
Right. True.
and then you may reach out to somebody and ask like, hey, how do you map out your day? What do you do with your day? And right now
Like,
my business looks extremely different, and the things that I do in my day when it comes to high performance coaching and that type of stuff. So my day looks very different. When I did do real estate full time, and that was the primary thing,
right,
I still had different segments of the business because I had my buy and hold properties. I had there were times when we had fix and flips, and then I still had to follow up with my leads. And so I segmented the day into different sections, and I would
right.
show up as the owner for the fix and flip, or show up for like the GC, or I just showed up differently for each segment. And
Love it.
so I guess going a little bit further, what would you say your goal really is for this year? Are you after making quick cash, or are you after making buying some buy and hold properties? Like, what's that goal for you?
I guess would be currently get that first deal, get that monkey off my back. I mean, I'm currently in a process of getting it, but knowing that it's different levels to it. It's getting that yes, getting that contract. Now it's getting that buyer and getting the buyer's feedback and learning that it's basically that's it. Just getting my first deal out my back, because once you get that first one done, it's pretty not easy, but it gets a little bit simpler and
Sure.
catch up on my personal bills. And once I got this, like, oh crap, what can I do with this money? Oh, maybe I can get my mindset right with Keston, or maybe I can join the mastermind. Invest in myself. But I think that's one other thing that's holding me back, Keston, is learning how to budget myself. And also, this would help. Like, how many deals do I need to have that monetary value? I mean, the amount to where the mortgage is paid, the car's paid, this paid. Okay, now I got extra. What can I do with this? Am I ready to invest in real estate, or do I invest in myself further to get better?
Man, that's a great question, perspective. I would always say invest in yourself.
Okay,
um, Invest in yourself, because the more you can invest in yourself, the more opportunities you could see. You're
gotcha.
looking for opportunities. You're not looking for money.
Yeah, I'm looking for opportunities.
You're looking for opportunities, man. And I was listening to something Grant Cardone was saying today, and like he was talking about his experience on Undercover Billionaire, and he just shared like he never once looked for money. He only looked for opportunity. So that's the reason why he kept looking for contacts, because these contacts, people have the opportunities. And so
Exactly.
when you have the people, then you get the opportunity. And he also talked about getting equity. Says stop looking for money, get equity in a deal.
Right. Right. I,
And I re-listen to these things because me, in different phases of my life, I may grab onto something that made sense for me last year, but this year, listening to the same thing, I could grab onto something else, and I'm like, ooh, that could help me through another 6 months, right?
yeah.
um
Yes.
who or what do you listen to like repeatedly over and over for you to kind of build and grow?
Oh, recently, since I've been kind of in that scarcity mindset because these bills are catching up, I haven't been, but basically, I just stick to the fundamentals, like you can't teach a kid how to ride a bike in a seminar. I forget what it's called, but basically listening to this and like you're saying, picking up on things I didn't pick on before, or Chris Voss, to where now I'm more of a negotiator, like learn how to like just the different methods. But as far as um probably nobody right now, just using the skills that I have and just to get good and do stuff like this, take more of an hourly inventory on my stuff. But right now, nobody directly.
You need to listen to something other than, so you have the skills that you're building, but you can't neglect your mindset. You can't neglect the other people that that would help you. And so in your daily budget, you should budget different days to listen to different things. And so that's what I do. I budget different days to listen to things that could help me like grow from a from, let's say, a mental standpoint. So I'm listening to mindset stuff, and then there are days when I'm listening to like business stuff. Because you gotta have a balance of both. You can't you don't put air in one tire, do you?
No,
Exactly.
sir. You won't go nowhere.
Exactly. Think about all the things you need to do for your car to work well.
Right, a lot.
You need to change your tires. You need to put gas in the car. You need to make sure the oil is good. You need to make sure there's brake fluid. You need to make sure the spark plugs they're working. There's a ton of things that needs to happen for a car to work properly.
Yes.
Right now, you're saying, well, the brakes isn't really working well, so I'm not gonna put any brake fluid. I'm just gonna focus on the tires right now.
Right. True.
And you're not alone in this. A lot of like when someone's going through something, they tend to neglect the thing that actually helps them go forward. They start cutting things.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
one of the things, man, that I think is so powerful to understand, even when bills are climbing. And it's funny because I'm wearing a shirt right now. Let me see if I could show it to you.
Oh, nice.
See,
Yeah.
see what it says?
Negativity kills creativity.
Now,
Right.
now here's how that works. Because your bills is a form of negativity. It's a form of worry. So once your mind is so held on to that negativity, you're not in a space to create. You're not in a space to make things, to say, oh, here's an idea. Here's what I could do to generate more income. Because the mind is only focused on the bills. I got this bill and that bill. And so here's the key. Here's the key to all of this. You don't take away, you don't ignore the fact that the bills are there. What you do ignore is the power it has over you.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Right? Like, take back your power, take back your mind.
Yeah.
And put it towards creating. Set up auto drafts or whatever you need to.
Right.
So that you could focus on creating.
Love it. Makes sense. I'll be like you one day. Now, not as handsome, but I'll be like you.
You're already like me, brother. There's no breaks or divisions in consciousness, bro.
That's true. That's true.
You're already there. It's just a matter of walking into it.
Right. Yeah, because and all this stuff you're telling me, like not to take nothing away from what you're saying, I do know it's just putting into practice.
Is this not a great example as to why everyone needs a coach?
Yes.
People don't need a coach because they don't know what to do. They need a coach because we're blind spot keepers and we're able to help you when you're in the mountain. Like, you cannot see the mountain when you're in it.
Right. That's true.
So you need somebody to say, hey, keep going, bro. You're almost there. Like, keep one foot in front of the next.
Very true.
Any final questions, brother?
Nothing, my man. I appreciate the time, and all these are good. I'm actually practicing, like with Caroline, and you tell me you invite what you write, and I'm actually, wow, man, it's pretty good compared to before. I'll be like, all right, Kesson, all right, and then like, oh crap, what did he say? So I kind of got the bullet points, and everything you say makes sense, and I even say the same things, but sometimes it helps listening to somebody else, instead of just giving the advice, hearing it, and you taking the time out, doing this project. You say, even though I kept messing with the other guys, like went for the first, damn, it's third, damn, man, let me try the 20th, and then oh yeah, I finally got a date, and yeah,
Oh,
but
man.
yeah, man, appreciate it, and I know this is only gonna help me get better, and like you say about the bills, it's a form of negativity and it's blocking from what the real path is, and having that faith, and yeah, going forward and taking that hourly inventory each like a journal, and just like I see those people at the gym when they're doing something, they're like, oh, okay, start doing push-ups. I'm like, man, what's he doing? And but now it makes sense, yeah. And then having that coach to push you, and just like Jordan, just like Kobe, and like you
100%.
mentioned, you have that business coach, you have a marriage coach, because at sometimes we do neglect things like, oh crap, I haven't spent time with my baby. Let me grab her butt at least to let her know I'm still around. Make her feel sexy and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
No, bro, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here, man. And just by the recollection that you just did, it tells me that you were paying attention and that you're gonna go out and do what you need to do to be able to take your business a step further. Be there for your family. So I'm super happy and proud to hear you recall everything that needs to happen, brother. So, any final words as we get up out of here?
Nothing much, my man. I guess one thing I always wanted to say this to you, because being in the military, I remember I used to have a one of my, I guess, soldiers or counter partners. I wasn't above him or anything like that, but he was from Billy Trinidad, and I was like, "What's up, one boy?" And I always wanted to say that to you, but I'm like, I don't know him that good, or I don't want to disrespect him. But I just
Oh
wanted to
my
say that.
god. Well, you did, bro. You did.
Um, what up,
Well,
one?
peace and love, my brother. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much, man. And man, guys, this has been another really amazing session with George, and just hearing how he articulated everything at the end really tells me that he was paying attention. And that's exciting to me, because when somebody could take what they've been shown or the clarity on one of these sessions and then they go implement it, is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. And that fills my heart. That makes me feel great. And so another day 23 in the books. Tomorrow we're going to be at 24. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost to the end of March. And Given does not stop at the end of March. We're going to be still doing some pretty interesting things coming up soon. So wait for that. We're gonna talk about that at the end of March. Super excited, y'all. So have a great day. Do remember to share, like, and subscribe to the channel, and let people know what's going on. Let people know about the transformation that's happening right here on Purpose Ways channel. Peace and love, y'all. Catch y'all tomorrow. Have a good one.